Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Explainer. I'm just so incredibly excited you're here because today we're going on a virtual field trip. That's right, we're stepping right outside the classroom and diving into the amazing, green, growing world of plants. You know, if you just look around your neighborhood, a park, or even sitting in your own living room, you'll see plants everywhere. But how much do we really know about our leafy green friends? Today, we're going to explore exactly how plants are useful to us, how they can actually be a little bit harmful, and finally, how we can be the absolute best plant caretakers on the planet. But hey, before we pack our virtual backpacks, I want you to think about this really big question. Can a beautiful plant also be dangerous? It sounds a bit like a mystery, doesn't it? We usually think of plants as these quiet, peaceful things that just sort of sit in the dirt. But let me tell you, nature is full of surprises. Throughout this explainer, we're going to uncover the secret lives of plants. We'll find out how they help us survive every single day, how some of them have, sneaky ways to protect themselves, and what we need to watch out for. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, let's dive right into part 1, the helpers, how plants help us. So, there are 4 amazing ways plants help us every single day. First off, they beautify the places around us. Just imagine a world with absolutely no colorful flowers or green grass. It'd be pretty boring, right? Second, trees give us cool, refreshing shade. On a really hot, blindingly sunny day, there is literally nothing better than sitting under a big leafy tree. Third, and okay, this one's definitely my favorite, they give us delicious food. Those ripe, juicy tomatoes, crunchy carrots, sweet apples, every single one comes from plants. And fourth, plants give us materials to build and make things. They are basically nature's little factories. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the coconut tree. Did you know it's actually known as the tree of life? I want you to put on your detective hats for a second. Think about why it gets such a grand nickname. Any guesses? Well, it's because almost every single part of the coconut tree is useful to humans. We can drink the water inside, we eat the fruit, we use the leaves to make roofs, and we even use the wood to build things. Talk about a superstar helper. And this brilliantly illustrates how plants give us materials in ways you might not even realize. For example, wood obviously comes from trees, and we use that wood to make the tables and chairs we use every single day. But did you know that the bouncy tires on your family car or your bicycle are made from rubber? And get this, that rubber actually comes from a special plant called a rubber tree. No way, right? So the next time you go for a drive or just sit at your desk, you can think a plant. All right, let's shift gears to part 2, the hazards. Watch out for harmful plants. So the crucial point here is that nature has some pretty sneaky ways of protecting itself. We absolutely need to know what hazards to watch out for. First up, some plants are poisonous, like the pong pong seed or literally all parts of the dumb cane plant. If we accidentally put these in our mouths, they can make us very, very sick. So the golden rule, never eat a plant unless a trusted adult tells you it's 100% safe. Second, some plants are hurtful. A cactus has sharp spines, and a rose has pointy thorns that can easily poke and hurt our skin. Ouch! And third, some plants, like poison ivy, actually cause rashes. If you brush up against it, it'll give you red, super itchy bumps. Not fun. The best rule on our field trip? Look, but don't touch unless you know it's safe. Now, this brings up a really fascinating question. I want you to put your thinking caps back on and guess. Is it possible for a plant to be both useful and harmful to us at the exact same time? We know plants give us food and wood, and we know some can poke us or make us sick, but can one single plant do both? What do you think? Well, if you guessed yes, you are absolutely right. And the perfect example is the beautiful rose. The rose is incredibly useful because its bright, colorful flowers beautify our homes and gardens. Plus, they smell absolutely wonderful. But if you try to grab the stem without being careful, zap. Ouch. The sharp thorns will quickly remind you that this beautiful plant is also a little bit harmful. It's basically nature's way of saying, hey, admire me, but be gentle. Okay, let's move along and see how this builds into part 3, the caretakers. How can we care for plants?
All right, here's your official Plant Care 101 checklist. To be a great gardener, you just need to follow these 4 simple steps. First, plants need enough sunlight. Second, they need enough water to drink, just like you and me. Third, we have to help keep hungry pests, like little caterpillars, away from them so they don't get entirely eaten up. And fourth, and guys, this is very important, we should never pluck their flowers or leaves just for fun. Leaves and flowers are crucial parts of the plant's body and they need them to stay healthy.
Now you might be wondering, why do they need their leaves and the sun so badly? Well, because of a magical science fact. You see, plants don't go to the grocery store to buy food. Instead, they catch sunlight, take in air through their leaves, and suck up water through their roots. When you mix sunlight, air, and water all together, the plant literally cooks up its very own food. It's like having a tiny little kitchen right inside their leaves. That is exactly why providing enough sunlight and water is our absolutely biggest job as caretakers. And just like that, we've reached part 4, the final bell, lesson review. I hear the final bell ringing, which means our virtual field trip explainer is coming to a close. So let's quickly review the 3 main things you need to remember. First, plants are super useful. They beautify our world, they give us food, shade, and amazing materials like wood and rubber. Second, some plants can be harmful. Always remember to watch out for poisonous seeds, sharp spines, and leaves that cause those itchy rashes. And third, plants need our care. As good caretakers, it's up to us to provide them with plenty of water, lovely sunlight, and protection from pesky bugs. To wrap up our explainer today, I want to leave you with a massive, thought-provoking question straight out of our science exploration. What would happen if all the plants in the world died? Just really think about that for a second. Think about the food we eat, the air we breathe, and the materials we use every single day. I want you to take this big question and discuss it with your friends, your classmates, or your family today. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer to learn all about the complex, beautiful, and sometimes sharp world of plants. Keep exploring out there, and I'll see you next time.